Okay, it's exactly 3 months at the time of filming this video since I left Canada and I moved back here in the Philippines to start over again at the age of 30 years old. It was October 20, 2025. That was my flight going back to the Philippines. And now I'm filming this video January 23. So it's exactly 3 months since I came home. So this is really just a 3 month update. So if you're someone who's thinking about starting over again, or maybe you're someone who been living abroad for the longest time, maybe you're an overseas Filipino worker, or maybe you are a foreigner who married a Filipina, I don't know, or maybe you're just someone who's trying to see what it looks like to live here in the Philippines. Well, this video is for you. So, why am I excited to talk about this? Let's just talk about why this moment matters. So first, I just wanted to acknowledge that I've been here for 3 months and a lot of things has changed. Honestly, I don't know. I just want to share with you how grateful I am for these 3 months. So first, I wanted to share my expectations. When I was in Canada, when I decided to leave Canada and come back home, honestly, number one, I really don't expect anything. So what do I mean by that? I'm not expecting a grand change or a dramatic change. I'm not expecting that it's going to be easy because I know there will be an adjustment period, obviously. And I knew from the very beginning that I will have to rebuild my life again, slowly or from scratch, if you know what I mean. But to be honest, not really from scratch because we have a house here in the Philippines, and my grandma and most of my relatives, especially my dearest sister, lives here, so that's a good thing. But yes, I knew that I will have to rebuild my relationships. That includes friendships, the community that I overlooked for so many years, and I'm really cherishing every moment with my family and my younger sister and my dearest friends, true friends. Second expectation, I knew that finding a new source of income can be truly a challenge, because before I left Philippines, I also resigned from my long-term virtual assistant clients. I have 3 before, if I'm not mistaken. Although I have savings, but our bills and expenses doesn't stop. And if you don't have a passive source of income here in the Philippines, it could be very hard because your savings can only last, I don't know, few months or years depending on how big it is. So since I kinda have touched on the topic of the challenge of finding new source of income, let's talk about the hard part right away. the hard part of starting over again in my home country. So, number one, financial pressure or career uncertainty. I believe many OFWs or overseas Filipino workers, there's this fear that if they live abroad and they come back home without savings or without a solid plan, they know that it could be very hard. And honestly, my mom and obviously my parents, both my father and my mom, they both work abroad for so many years when I was younger. So I really know what I'm talking about. We've experienced this in our family. And if you're someone who's thinking about coming back home here in the Philippines to start over, you need to plan ahead. Like, ask yourself, how can I earn income and support my life or my family in the Philippines? You really need to plan ahead. Honestly, even before I came home, I knew exactly what I was gonna do. So I knew that I'm gonna be working as a virtual assistant again because I've been a VA from 2020 to 2024 before I started to apply for visa and also tried selling my own digital products. So I knew that I would return to becoming a virtual assistant because that's what I've been doing for so long, and I know that I wouldn't want to go back to a 9 to 5 job. So that's my plan. So how about you? Maybe you've clicked on this video and chances are you're thinking of coming back or going back home. So yeah, figure out first if you're gonna be starting your own business or what kind of job you kind of want to get when you get back home. So that's it. And here's the thing. I was really surprised because everything in the grocery becomes so expensive. I was surprised with the costs. I don't know. Of course, there's inflation and all, but honestly, I feel like we can afford groceries more when we were in Canada, in Ontario. I don't know about you, but I just really got to share this. I feel like I really can afford anything in Canada. You know what I mean? And the shift when I came here, it's different. I don't know. That's just maybe part of the me adjusting. Again, I don't want to tackle anything political or whatever, but this is just me. So if you're planning to move here soon, consider these things. You might want to keep this in mind.
Hindi yan lulubog.
Before we talk about my daily life here in the Philippines, let's just talk about my first 2 months. So when I came home, it was October. So that was October, November, December. And here in the Philippines, we call it Burr months. These are the holiday season here in the Philippines. And when I came home, I was not really trying to find a client or an online job right away. What we did first was declutter the house. I bought some new furnitures and we really deep cleaned the whole house. I don't know, that's really one of the things that I know many of you can totally relate. You want your house to be clean, right? I don't know, but that's the thing here. So, second, I spent precious moments with my family, friends, my cousins, my sister, my grandparent, and that was amazing. Here in the Philippines, Burr months or the holiday season is the best. I don't know about you, but when I was in Canada during the Christmas season and New Year, it was so different. We went outside during Christmas Eve and no one was outside, of course, because it was winter. But here in the Philippines during the Christmas and holiday season, everything is loud, everyone is outside singing karaoke, everyone's busy buying gifts, shopping here and there. So anyways, I just enjoyed my first 2 months here until the the Christmas season, the New Year season went by. So after all the happenings, I also returned to church. I've made a video about why I left my church and why I came back. You might want to check the link up here or down below. So, because I know that in order for me to rebuild my life and to restart a new life, start afresh, I first need to focus on building or strengthening my spiritual life again. I believe it's the most important. If you ever want to see anything prosper in your life, start with your spiritual life. And I've kind of overlooked this area of my life, and I know now in hindsight why I was miserable for almost 2 years. So I attended this online faith building event that was hosted in the US by one of my favorite teacher or preacher, and I heard an American Christian pastor said, prosper your soul and you'll prosper, or you have to prosper in your soul first before you see anything in the natural. And that's so true. Yeah, you'll have to prosper in your soul first before you see anything in the natural arena. Got it? Again, starting over, especially at 30 years old here in the Philippines, was not easy. And it still isn't. Maybe if you're younger, like 18 or 20, that could be easy. But now, as a 30 years old, I can say that it's not easy, but it's worth it. I've seen the US, I've been there, I've experienced working and living in the US before, and last year I was in Canada. So I know that I want to live permanently here in the Philippines. This is my home country, and I believe all the blessings that I can get, like anything can be possible. Nothing is impossible if you believe. So I believe this is where God's gonna bless me more than I could ever ask or imagine. Now, before I end this video, I just want to add that you don't have to see anything grand or take big steps if you're starting over, because your simple positive actions and good choices repeated over time, that will compound and that will add up to be the very thing that you need to achieve those goals and have the accomplishments that you desire. Again, if you want to know more about how you can do that, get the book Slight Edge. I couldn't recommend it enough. I couldn't stop reading the book because just from the title, Slight Edge, it's like you just need to become 1% better each day. It doesn't have to be big steps, big dramatic changes. Just a small, consistent, positive actions and choices every day. So I'll put the link down below. I only recommend books that have really helped me personally shift my mindset, and I only share and recommend products or books that I've personally used, and rest assured, the book is the best.
Oh, may nakuha na agad sa bato. Ano yung mga ganyan, guys? Oo, nagdalang bato. Opa! Tara na talang ano, talang na.